And when I was raped in prison, I did not know the people, the names of the cellmates that sodomized me. I had to hunt for those names. I got to know one of them.
It's strange to even have a male person coming with this sort of accusation to another male person. You understand?
Every time I get an opportunity to play a certain role on a TV program, I usually get to play a role of a police officer or a cop.
For people who falsely accuse people, especially for rape, I know there are no consequences whatsoever. The person can just say it, you go to prison, you do time, you come out, nothing is being done, even if...
I was arrested and charged with rape, and it was terrible. And the manner in which the arrest was also made was traumatic.
Welcome to Tea with Lady T talk show. We welcome you once more to another amazing episode. We are bringing you true stories, real stories with real people who are telling their stories of inspiration, their stories of overcoming and getting hope while they go through different challenges in life and defying the odds. I have with me a very amazing person that I met not so long ago, but he has got a very, I would say, heartbreaking story, because it is really heartbreaking, that he's going to share with us. And it's amazing that not so long ago I did a show with regards to the organization that I am running for the boy child, titled, the name of the talk show, the name of the organization is Pethahazo Foundation. So my brother here has got a very interesting story that he is going to share with us, and I will just hand over to him. His name is Mongameli. This time I have got it right.
Yes.
Welcome, my brother.
Thank you so much, Sister T.
How are you?
I'm coping.
You are coping.
I'm coping, yes.
Okay. We've got a small tradition here. Since you're saying you're coping, I want to know, how are you coping spirit-wise, soul-wise, and body-wise? Maybe out of 10, how can you rank your coping in those 3 areas: spirit, soul, and body?
Okay. Well, I would say the quality of my life is improving, because mainly I think I'm now receiving quite a lot of support. I'm receiving quite a lot of ears, and slowly people are beginning to see me, and that validates my existence, and I think then that will have an impact on my spiritual well-being and my emotional well-being. My physical well-being, I think I'm also getting there, yes. So spiritually, I would say I'm not yet flying, but I am connected, yes.
Yes, I do understand, and obviously with the experience that you're going to share with the viewers, they will also understand where you're coming from, because sometimes things that we go through, especially that come with a lot of trauma, tend to affect us spiritually. They affect us soul-wise and body-wise. So hence, when we start with the conversations, I always just need to check, where are my guests in those 3 areas. Thank you very much. So can you then maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, like what you're doing currently? I know your experience has affected a lot of things in your life, but who do you stay with, where do you come from, like a little bit of background?
Okay. I'm a 39-year-old man. based in Soweto.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Mongameli Tshabalala. I'm the eldest of 3 siblings. I have 2 sibling sisters.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm an uncle to now an 11-year-old beautiful girl child.
Okay.
And I'm a son, unfortunately now to my mother alone. My father passed on in 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Originally, we are from the Eastern Cape. Our family derives from the Eastern Cape, but we have been in Gauteng for over a period of 37 years now. So we consider ourselves or recognize ourselves as people who are based in Gauteng. Yes. Currently unemployed. I have been unemployed for a period of 6 years and a couple of months now. But I do from time to time do odd jobs. I sometimes get opportunities where I am asked to portray a certain role, and strange enough, I think because of what I always think about, I attract that as well. So every time I get an opportunity to play a certain role on a TV program, I usually get to play a role of a police officer or a cop.
Oh, okay. So are you an actor?
I do acting as well, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is something that was born, out of a very silent space.
Okay.
I had written my story on Facebook, and people were calling to try and check how can they assist, how can they help. And when they heard that I can't get a formal employment, I can't be formally employed because of I'm still classified as a person who is under investigation for sexual misconduct or a sexual offense. They said, well, but in acting, we really don't need much of vetting as long as you can portray a particular character and look believable on screen. So I was given an opportunity first with Generations, and then now I'm with Itonga.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That is beautiful to hear. Yeah, but like you are saying that it was born out of a very bad experience, which is what has brought you here.
Yes.
So you can go into the story and just tell us what really happened.
Okay. In 2014, my sister had a baby. She was still a student herself. When you are still a child at home, when you are still getting a lot of support from your parents, even when you are over the ages of 18, you are considered a child. So my sister was 21 years old, and she was doing her second year at varsity, and unfortunately she fell pregnant. And she was not the first child to experience this, and I don't think she would be the last child to experience that. So she was stuck in I would say a dilemma of having to make a choice at that age. Does she give up her dreams of becoming an accountant and be a mother?
Be a mother, yeah.
Or can she be given assistance by someone close and maybe help her to achieve what she dreamed of and still be able to be a mother? So I thought of myself as that person.
Okay.
Yes, I was already working. I would say established. Yes, I was still also aspiring, but I think I was already working, and I was established, living in my own place. And I thought, okay, I can step in and assist.
Okay.
Yes. So I then found myself now an uncle who is the primary caregiver of a child. And the father was not present in the life child. We couldn't track him or trace him as to where his whereabouts. And then we thought, okay, we can handle it. And then we handled it for many years. For 4 years we did. In 2019, after a couple of times having met the father of the child when he would visit my home, especially during Christmas and Easters, I began to know that, okay, he is from Kimberley, based in Gauteng as well, and we were also trying to find ways of him taking care of his child.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what were his intentions, but then in 2019, when the child was 4 of age, he accused me of raping the child, working in cahoots with a police officer who is a detective. And without any, I would say, credible evidence, I was arrested and charged with rape. And it was terrible. And the manner in which the arrest was also made was traumatic in ways. You know, we normally would hear and talk about police brutality, but when it happens to you, you get shocked for many reasons. Yes, I was shocked for many reasons. I mean, he was so brutal towards me. I'm a law-abiding citizen and a reputable member of society. I don't think, or I didn't think anything like that would happen to me. Yes. So, on the 6th of April 2019, I found myself in a holding cell, police holding cell, with a fractured ankle. I had a bimalleolar fracture on my right leg, with bruises on my face, with a torn tendon on my left-hand side hand, and swollen hands from the handcuffs.
So, sorry, they actually assaulted you?
Yeah, I would say Detective Sibeko did assault me. It's just that he didn't assault me with his hands. He cuffed me from behind.
He was just rough doing it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he placed me at the back of the buggy of the police van, and then he drove around Soweto for hours with me. And while he was doing that, he wasn't just driving around. They say they have a name for it. They call it Studla. They said he did Studla with me. So he went around, driving in a way that would cause injuries to myself at the back.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when we finally got to the police station, this was on the later hours of the afternoon, past 4.
And at what time did they get you into the car?
At
the
about
police van?
at about 13 hours. Yes,
Okay.
at about
So the
13
whole
hours.
time they were just driving around.
He was
with
just
you.
he was alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was just driving around with me.
So this is the person you suspect that was in cahoots with the
father of the
accuser.
child.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
who made the allegations. So, I mean, at some point I actually doubted if he was a police officer. Yeah, but when he came to my house, he introduced himself as a Detective Sibeko, who works
Okay.
at Proteat Land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we finally got at the police station, he pulled me out of the van because the van did not have a canopy.
Okay.
Yeah, he pulled me with the hoodie that I was wearing, and then as I was about to fall, I stretched my leg, and that's when the impact to the ground had, and then I suffered a fracture.
Oh. Okay.
Even then, at that point, I don't think he saw any reason for him to maybe help me get medical attention or show a little bit of compassion, to a human being. Yes.
So the child was staying with you,
Yes.
and the mother.
No. The mother.
The mother was at school.
The
Where
mother was
the mother?
here in Gauteng. I was staying in the Eastern Cape in East
Okay,
London with
okay.
the child.
Oh, okay.
And the mother was a student here at UJ,
Okay.
a full-time student staying in Soweto with my mother.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So the father then came to your house to visit the child.
Yes, it was towards Easter weekend. I had taken a vacation to come to Gauteng for Easter holidays.
Okay.
Yes, and I had brought the child with me.
Oh,
And
okay.
then-
So the incident happened here.
It happened here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So he accused you while you were
While
here
I was
in
this
Joburg.
side, yes.
Oh, okay.
And the arrest also happened when I was here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think he made the accusations somewhere in March, 29th, I think, of March. But I did not know about this. I only started knowing on the 6th of April when I was arrested on that Saturday. Yeah.
So while you were here, were you at the family member's house
Yes, I was at my mother's house.
or here in Joburg?
In Soweto,
In
yes.
Soweto. Oh, okay. This is a very sad story. So now, with regards to the arrest, what happened going forward? I know you were arrested and kept in holding cells for quite a while. How long was that?
I was kept in the holding cells for, I think, just about 48 hours.
Okay.
Because I was arrested on the 6th of April. It was a Saturday. And then I was charged with, the charges were formally made on Monday morning, the 8th.
Okay.
So on the same morning, I was then taken to court at the Protea North Magistrate Court.
Okay.
And that is when I made my first court appearance. And then upon my arrival at the court, it was realized that my docket was incomplete, meaning there were certain things that were not finished in the docket. Then and also I didn't look okay. My face was swollen and I could hardly move or speak. So the magistrate asked what happened to me, and then I did not respond on my own. But the detective who was in court on that day, he said, "Mpagati." I didn't know what Mpagati meant, or if somebody says Mpagati, they mean you were given mob justice, you were beaten by members of the community. So when he said Mpagati,
You didn't respond because you did not understand what he meant.
I did not dispute what he said when he said Mpagati. Yes.
So it's like they know the lingo and you didn't understand.
I didn't understand what he meant.
So he was implying that the mob, it's like a mob justice.
Yes, he was implying that the injuries that I seem to have sustained were inflicted on me by members of the community. Yes.
Okay.
And then there was no plea to be made on that day because of my health status in that moment. And then, but still, it was surprising. I was then told that I'm going to be sent to Sun City, Johannesburg prison. Then I will come again on the 10th because I cannot make a plea at the moment. My docket has some missing information. And I understand that now the information that was missing was the warrant, because I believe there was no warrant for my arrest, or a statement made by the person who accused me.
Yes, I was gonna come to that to say, was there a statement that was taken maybe from the person who accused, because obviously it's a minor, the victim is a minor.
Yeah.
So there was no statement from the accuser.
I believe
that was formally taken.
I believe on that day there might have been no statement or a warrant for my arrest on my docket. Yes. So it was as if I didn't appear at court on that day. So on the 10th, when I came back, the same courtroom. It was court 13, and then I was asked if I understand the charges that were brought against me, and then I indicated that yes, I understand that I've been charged with rape, but I did not rape anyone. And they asked me if I plead guilty to the charges or not guilty. I pleaded not guilty. I was then asked if I would need a lawyer from the state. The state can arrange legal aid board for me, or I will be able to have a private legal representation. At that time, because of my family did not know where I was, I said I will need to maybe get assistance from my family to get a lawyer, because of I would really need a lawyer. So a legal aid board counsel who was present offered that he will assist to get hold of my family and let them know where I was, so that I can be able to get legal representation. And still on that day, I had to be taken back to Sun City so that I can be able to make those arrangements.
Sure.
And fortunately, then my family managed to get the legal counsel from Legal Aid Board managed to get contact with my family and informed them. And then on the 12th, I was then given or offered an opportunity to bring with a lawyer. Then Advocate Dlali was representing me.
Okay. So this was now about 6 days later after.
Yeah, this was about
after the arrest.
Yes, this was about that was 5 days exactly after 6 days after the arrest, but 4 days after the first court appearance.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I made my plea. It was like my first day in court was the 10th. So if you look at the charge sheet, it will give an impression that I stayed in police custody in the holding cells for 4 days.
Sure.
But in true, I stayed only for 2 days, and then the first 2 days, which are not accounted for, I was kept at the Sun City Johannesburg prison in a general section. Yes.
Do you have any idea why they would do that? Or it's just maybe, how do I even put it?
My case was bungled.
Oh.
My case was bungled. The child was never raped. I mean, it's 2025 now. The accusations were made in 2019. But in 2023, after a gruesome period of time, SAPS going to and fro saying, they're doing this investigation, they're investigating that, they came to a conclusion that the child was never raped. So the case was just a bungled case.
So it means with the investigations that they were now doing, they found that the accusations were wrong.
False.
They were false.
Yes.
And what then happened to the father of the child? Did he admit to wrongfully accusing you, or he didn't?
No. He never apologized. He never gave any information that says maybe he was misled by this or that. And the sad part is that with SAPS as well, what they did was also unbecoming, because when someone gets charged, they are charged because of there's a little bit of evidence that suggests that a crime has been committed. And the moment you charge a person, the first 48 hours are very important for you to conduct an investigation to the allegations that were made. So in that period, there's nothing that was done. There's nothing, absolutely nothing that was done, because of in a rape case situation, they were supposed to at least have a rape kit that suggests, that the child was raped. That's the least that they could say. Then we had to arrest him because of the child was raped, and he was our person of interest.
Yes.
So when we find out that the child has never been raped, then it raises a lot of many questions. The arrest was then based on what?
Yes. So how long did you stay in Sun City before you were actually exonerated?
Okay. I haven't been exonerated.
Oh,
that's
not
I must
yet.
say. Yes.
Okay. You're still in the process.
Captured as a person who is under investigation for a sexual crime. I'm still flagged. That is why I can't get employed. I can't get employment for that same purpose. I mean, same reason. That each time I would apply for a job, go for an interview, then I get to be shortlisted. The first thing that HR will call me and say is that while they were trying to vet me, they picked up that I'm under investigation for a sexual offense that I alleged to have committed in 2019. And then, unfortunately, I will not get an opportunity to.
So, on what basis then did they release you?
Okay, on the 10th, morning of the 10th, I was gang raped in prison. And then I reported the incident, even though, yes, there's nothing that was done in terms of no one was charged, no investigation was conducted. I think it's a culture of prison. If you are charged, if you are accused of rape, then you get charged and you are sent to prison. The first thing that will happen to you is that you're going to be raped. And it doesn't matter if you report or not. And it doesn't matter even if you committed that crime or not. The fact that you are in prison and your prison card says that you are here for accusations or on charges of rape, you will be raped.
Do you have an idea of how many people were actually in the gang, like the incident of gang rape?
I would say raped by 7,
Sure.
in the sense that I was penetrated by 7 men. But when I reported, I could not identify all
of
7.
them.
So then I would rely on the ones that I have pointed to say they must also say who else did it. You understand? So it was also a challenge. It was also a challenge
Yeah.
because when it happened, I was attacked by a lot of them, not 7, a lot of them. Others were holding me down, others were pulling my clothes off. And then when initially I thought I was being robbed. I thought they just wanted to take the clothes, because of when you are arrested and then taken to prison, you go with your private clothes, the clothes that you were wearing. You only get the overalls when you have been assigned to a specific section. So I was still in a general section. So I thought, because of earlier, while I was in the police station, they attacked me and took my shoes. So I thought maybe now they liked the pants or the hoodie that I was wearing, maybe they were going to take. Only to realize when I started being penetrated that no, I'm not being robbed. I'm being sodomized.
Sure.
And then, yes, I did not see the first person who did it. I would not be able to identify him. But as the other one finished, and then the other one would come out, get an opportunity to see and look. And also, after the incident, they were talking about it, bragging about it, and it's not something that happened to me alone. It doesn't happen to just one person. It happens to a lot of men. It happens to a lot of men.
Sure. Yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad, and it is true that it happens to a lot of men. I am a restorative justice facilitator myself. I conduct a program in prison, and there are stories that we hear that are similar to this one. And it's heartbreaking when this thing happens to someone who is actually innocent. So the justice system, what can you say about the justice system? But before we get there, I'm just interested to know the relationship between you and your sister. What happened, like, from the moment the accusations were made up until now? Like, how are you relating now? Did anything change before the incident happened and throughout up until now? What is the relationship like?
Okay. I wouldn't say it was never affected, but I think instead of our relationship getting sour or bad, we somewhat grew even much closer. Initially, when the accusations were made, I was angry. I was furious. When I was finally arrested, it was sad. It was sad. But immediately I knew when my sister came, because of I did not see any member of my family on the 6th when I was arrested, on the 7th, the Sunday, and on the 8th, the Monday, I got charged. My mother tells me, now this is after I had been released, that they were looking for me, and they would go from one police station to another, and they were told that I'm not there. They were looking for this detective Sibeko, and he had not given accurate information. He didn't say that he's working for a sector called FCS. He said he was working at the Proteas Land Police Station. So when my parents went to Proteas Land Police Station, they were told there's no detective Sibeko there. So they then proceeded to another police station in Protea North. They were told there's no detective Sibeko there. They should go and check at Moroka. Then they couldn't find anyone linking detail. So it was only when the member of the legal aid board contacted my family, then they started knowing where I was and how to locate me. And by then I was already in prison, you know. So immediately when my sister knew or could trace me, she acted immediately with an understanding that she knew that I did not commit the crime.
Yeah.
And one of the things that she did, she refused the Department of Social Development to take the child, and she refused for the child to be removed from her. So she said, if there are any examinations that have to be done, I'm going to be the one who's taking the child there, even if the father of the child is there, but I'll be the one who is the parent, the guardian, and that helped a lot. That helped a lot.
So the examinations were done in the end.
I believe that examinations were done, but the SAPS member that was in cahoots with the father of the child did not accept the results that were given. The child was taken to a Tutuzela Care Center in Krisani Baragwana Academic Hospital. The name of that Tutuzela Care Center is called Ntabiseng Tutuzela Care Center. It's a rape crisis center. The child was examined by a professional nurse, Patience Pikoli, sister Patience Pikoli, examined the child. And you know, we call it screening. Before a child is examined by a doctor to collect forensic evidence, if the child is a rape victim, the child or the person or the victim who is alleged to have been raped will first be screened by a professional nurse to check if there's anything that suggests that there was a rape. And then if there is, then the next person who is going to be the case manager will be the medical officer. So when the nurse examined the child, she screened and then realized there's nothing or any physical evidence or physical clinical evidence that suggests that the child was raped. But she can't say the child was not raped. She has to say there's no clinical physical evidence to suggest that the child has been raped. So she referred the case to a teddy bear clinic so that they can rule out other forms of sexual abuse that maybe the child might have suffered instead of rape. So instead of that, they took the J88 sketches that the professional nurse has made and went to use those to open a rape case, and then later replaced those with a J88 of a 8-year-old child who is 4 years older than my niece, to go now and present those as the J88 that was compiled at the Rape Crisis Center. Sure. Which I believe is the reason why my case was admitted in court. Because of otherwise, with the rape kit that was presented that was compiled by the professional nurse, Sister Pikoli, it wouldn't have, the NPA wouldn't have been able to send the case to court.
Definitely. Do you know the motive behind the accuser's false accusations? Or he hasn't even said anything? He hasn't. So you still don't know the motive?
It is just speculation. It is just because I would speculate and say maybe he wanted to hurt my sister by disrupting the order in our family. Because at that time I was the breadwinner, you know. So
there was not even a point where maybe he wanted custody of the child, and then maybe he used this as a way of saying, now I'm finally going to get the child.
No, custody of the child was never an issue before the rape case. It was after the rape case that he applied for a custody.
Do you think then that has been the motive, even though he didn't maybe voice it before the incident?
I wonder.
Because I'm just trying to maybe it's just me trying to make sense out of the whole thing, because it's actually it's strange to even have a male person coming with this sort of accusation to another male person. You understand? Because in most cases, I remember even when we spoke about it, I was assuming it is the mother of the child who laid the charge, only to find out that it's not even the mother of the child. And even at that point, I was thinking that maybe the mother of the child was your ex-partner, and then you were staying with the child. Those kind of things that I did not understand. But when you said it is the father of the child who actually accused you, it made no absolute sense. Hence, now I'm just trying to maybe come up with an explanation to say, oh, maybe the motive was this one, maybe the motive was this one, because in most cases it's the mothers of the children, or maybe the female people that are around the child that will lay a charge. And in most cases it will be things like you want to revenge, maybe the relationship went sour between you and the partner. Now they want to revenge. It's those kind of things. We see them even on social media. Not so long ago there was a movement. There was we call it a purple movement, that was saying, they were not saying, it is a fact that we are up in arms with GBV. So there was this movement that was going to happen, the march that was going to happen. And in that march, I saw a lady who had a placard, among others, that said, we need to falsely accuse this man in order for us to, I can't even remember exactly what it said, but the thing that caught my mind was to actually see a person saying it is okay to falsely accuse a man of rape because they're not getting whatever out of the relationship, or maybe they're revenging, or any type of excuse that they, or justification that they put out there. So it really didn't make sense. But the justice system, yes, let's go to the justice system. What do you think, especially when it comes to this case? I know you feel that, and we know that you haven't dealt fairly from the beginning, but is there anything that you think maybe should have been done for you to get the proper outcome of the case?
Yes, I feel that our it's not just the criminal justice system, but the whole justice system is flawed. I think the first flaw is that our criminal justice system is commercialized. If you have money, you can buy your way out of legal problems, even when you have committed a crime. And if you do not have money, even when you are innocent, you cannot afford to buy yourself out of prison or out of captivity. We keep on saying it's our correctional services, our correction. We don't have correctional services, we just have prison systems.
Sure.
So once you get accused of a crime that you did not commit, it becomes your rule, your duty to prove your innocence. You are not accused with facts that says you've committed a crime. So when a woman goes to a police station to go and report rape, she has to prove that she was raped. The state will not go to conduct an investigation. Even when she comes with the proof, chances are someone who's got money is going to buy that proof so that it disappears. You'd hear of women saying that their dockets went missing. And there's nothing like a docket goes missing. The docket gets stolen by the people who have access to those dockets. It's the police. There's no way that your docket go missing. So when I also found out that, or picked up that my niece was never raped because I was still in prison, I was pushing Advocate Dlali to say, ask for a copy of the docket. And then immediately when we started, the docket went missing.
Just all of a sudden.
Out of a sudden. And when the docket is finally recovered, it's recovered now without all the documents that were important to exonerate me. So the rape kit could not be found, and it was said that it has been taken to the DPP to do what? I don't know. And it was said that there was no rape kit used because of the child was never raped. So if there was no rape, why did you keep me in prison? If you found this out on the first few weeks,
why didn't
you
release you?
At least release me so that you can spare me from the heinous of prison life? Why leave me there for another 2 months and not 4 months, because I stayed in prison for a total period of 4 months.
Sure.
Why was I kept in prison for 4 months for something that didn't happen? So even now it's 2025. The SAPS completed its investigation in 2023, and they said that the state SAPS is withdrawing the charges because of there's no evidence suggesting that I raped the child. But they don't take that evidence and give it to the Department of Justice, so that the Department of Justice can close the case and strike it out of the roll.
Yes.
So I was released from prison with on conditions. I was given what is called a what do they call it? It's a withdrawal, but they call it a provisional withdrawal. And the provisions were my health, and I wasn't coping with prison life. So I wasn't eating. I had a foot that had developed septicemia because the fracture was not addressed. So the foot was getting swollen, and it was decaying.
So it has nothing to do with the fact that you did not commit the crime?
No, absolutely not. I was released on provisions. There were provisions. So even now, it's 2025, I'm still outside of prison on provisions, not because of I was exonerated. So there are people who are still in prison. If those provisions were not there, I'll still be in prison. There are people who are in prison for 6 years and they're still awaiting trial, a trial that will never begin.
That will never begin.
Yeah, trial that will never begin. And now that I'm out of prison and I'm fighting for exoneration, I'm fighting that the state should say I'm innocent so that I can be able to go get a job. They are not allowing me to have that day in court. Then, because if they do that, I will sue the state for having falsely accused me.
Yes.
Falsely charged me with charges of a crime that never happened, and wrongfully arresting me because of I was exposed to police brutality for a crime that never happened. Now the state is ashamed to take that and say we account. They don't want to account.
They don't want to account.
So what they do now, they make me to be invisible.
Sure.
I would go to the same police station where I was arrested, to ask for form of assistance. It is almost as if I'm not there. If I do bring a lawyer, the people that are supposed to be helping, they'll be said they are on training, they're not there, so I'll be paying that lawyer.
There's always an excuse.
There's always an excuse.
So you mentioned the accuser.
Yes.
That he said he's working at a certain police station, but no one could actually trace him. Where exactly was he working? What does he do?
Okay, Detective Sebeko is working at a unit called FCS. It's a family violence, sexual assault, and children and sexual assault.
I see.
It's a sector within the South African Police Services.
Yes, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason why he was making himself scarce or not to be known is because of he arrested me illegally. It was an unlawful arrest. He was not supposed to arrest me. If I was supposed to be arrested, at least I should have been arrested by 2 police officers. If he's one of them, he must have maybe brought a sergeant with or a constable with, and he just did it because of his friends with the person who was making the allegations.
Oh, I see now. I see now. Because there's a unit like that I used to liaise a lot with, especially with some community projects that I normally do. In Vosloorus, there was a unit like that. It was called Victim Empowerment.
VPA.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Victim Empowerment Center.
Yes. Yes, Victim Empowerment Center, where they used to work with the victims.
They call it VEP.
Yes. Even if a person comes as a victim, they would always refer to the police. They wouldn't just go and do whatever on their own. They would always refer and take information to the police. So I understand what you're saying, that he was supposed to have referred it to the police, and then the police maybe come, or even if he is there should have been other police officers to actually do the arrest.
True.
Oh, so it's is complicated.
Very, very complicated.
It is complicated. So now, where are things standing with the case?
Okay. Now, because of I'm still struggling to institute litigation against the state because of my case has been made to vanish. It's like it never happened. I need to prove that I was arrested. I need to prove that I was sent to prison. I need to prove that I had sustained injuries and I got medical assistance. I have to prove that I was released from prison without a bail. So I have to prove the provisions that Magistrate Mtimkulu made to release me. And I'm in the process of putting those together. I have managed to put 3 of those together. Now, the only thing that I need to be able to prove or to have is that the crime did not happen. I have to prove that the crime did not happen. So half of the part has been done. My niece has been taken to a district surgeon. She was examined and it is proven that she has never been raped. And so at least, I keep on saying at least because of if the child was raped back then, it would be difficult to prove that it was not me. Now, the only success in this is that the child had never been raped. Yes. So with that, the SAPS now has to give a report, and that report has to stipulate the following. They need to say, what was I charged with? Was I charged with rape or with sexual assault? And what were the findings of their investigation?
Yes.
When they investigated and found out the child was not raped, and continued to investigate and found out that the child was not molested or sexually violated in other ways, what were those findings? And then now in 2025, what is the stance, or what is the status quo? What is SAPS saying? So I have written a letter to the Commissioner of Police in Gauteng, Mr. Mtombeni, and he instructed Colonel Malange to review the case. The review was done on the 25th of November 2025. He gave a report of the review, and he found that yes, indeed, I was wrongfully arrested. And I was wrongfully incarcerated. I was not supposed to have been. Now it is at least a step forward to say now I can start with the litigation.
Yes. So there is a little bit of hope.
There is a little bit of hope. Yes.
And throughout the process, like, which doors have you knocked on? Which departments have you been in contact with? And the assistance, how has it been? Has it been easy? Has it been helpful? Or you just need to push on your own?
I call it a valley of locked doors. You knock at all the doors are closed. The National Director of Public Prosecutions, Advocate Batoi, does not want to open her door because of, she says, she did not prosecute. So NPA did not prosecute, whereas I was denied bail. So I was maliciously prosecuted because of for the state to deny me bail, they needed to put aggravating factors in front to say, do not release this man on bail because of he's a what do they call it? A rape. What do they call us? Perpetrator. Yes, they call it perpetrator. He's a rape perpetrator. Secondly, he can evade trial by leaving the country. He's got an international passport. So they prosecuted and refused and said that the state must refuse me bail, and the state refused me bail. But when I go to the same department that prosecuted, that department refuses to say we account or we take responsibility on this and that, but we were misled by SAPS. They don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that.
You must go to SAPS, and SAPS must be the one that tells you where are they with them.
So it's like they're sending you from pillar to post.
From pillar to post. And all of them, even SAPS went to as far as denying that I was ever arrested. They said there's no record of me being arrested.
Sure.
I had to prove now to people that I was arrested.
Sure.
I had to prove. So without that...
Talk about gaslighting.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like you're imagining the whole thing that you've been arrested.
I made the whole thing up.
Ooh.
And I would say, as much as it was a painful experience, I'm happy that I had to get medical attention in prison, because if I did not get medical attention in prison, I wouldn't have been able to prove that I was in prison.
Sure.
And you can't go in prison without passing through the SAPS. The Department
Oh,
of
my
Justice
goodness.
is also saying they cannot take accountability and they cannot take a responsibility, based on the fact that they say when they found out that NPA will not be able to successfully prosecute, they withdrew. So they said no. SAPS was supposed to have also withdrawn at the same time, which was in 2019 July. So SAPS did not withdraw in 2019 July. They said they want to still investigate, and they dragged that investigation up until 2023. And now that they have completed their investigations, they are telling me that no, we are done with the investigations. I'm asking them, please go to NPA to inform them that now these are your findings, so that NPA can remove my case out of the court roll. So my case is still on the court roll. There's a magistrate who is waiting for me to come one day and start with the trial. Why? Because of SAPS told them that they have
So it's like
strong
the
evidence.
investigation is still ongoing.
Yes, SAPS tells me that the investigation is done, is complete, but they're not giving me a report that I can submit to the Department of Justice.
okay.
So the Department of Justice, because of they did not withdraw the case, they provisionally withdraw so that I can get out of prison. They provisionally withdrew, so they're still waiting for SAPS to provide them with new information so that they can, my case can go on trial.
Or be dismissed if
Or be dismissed.
they do the report.
Yes, but now if they give that information to the Department of Justice, they know that the same information is that which I'm going to use to institute litigation with.
So do you think that is the reason why they are not actually giving you that report? They are
True.
not doing that report
That is true.
because you can sue the state.
They don't want me to sue the state.
Huh.
And when I push, if I say to SAPS, I'm pushing now, I get a lawyer and then we push for that report, they say just before the case goes to court, they send summons to say they are reinstating the charges. On what new information? They
There's
don't have
no
to say.
information.
Yeah, they don't have to say. They don't have to give that information to us because of who will counter that information. That's why they say.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother, this is a very sad case. South Africa, we are really fighting a system that is corrupt. We see with the Madlanga Commission, we see with everything that is happening now, things that are coming out to say, guys, it's really tough out there. But like I mentioned earlier, to say these are things that I come across as a restorative justice facilitator. I have seen cases like this, and he is right. There are a lot of people who are going through the same experience, who are facing the same struggle. So I don't have words. I honestly don't have words. But I do believe that with conversations like this, which is why we thought that maybe let's give you a platform to come and tell your story. I know you've done a few more before us. We keep hoping that something will break. We keep hoping that you will get the justice that you do deserve. And yes, this thing will go away once and for all. On that note, I don't know if there's any other thing maybe that you just want to bring to the attention of the viewers, something that you just want to close off with. I think maybe let me just rephrase the statement, especially with regards to GBV. I know a few weeks back you were here.
Yes.
We did a special talk show with a few members of the team, a few members of the community as well, to say what are the views on GBV. So maybe let's just broaden it like that, to say what are your overall views on GBV? Because just now we just mentioned that it's amazing that it's actually a man who laid this charge of rape against you,
Yes.
which you did not commit. So maybe in that space, how can you then maybe close off with your views on GBV?
Okay. Sister T, I would say, with cases of rape, because rape is a secret crime, ne? Usually rape happens behind bars for myself. Rape happens behind closed doors in houses. Rape happens in bushes, where there's no witness and there's no person to help. For people like Uinene Mkhotyana, rape and femicide happens in abandoned buildings or offices after working hours.
Yeah.
In her case, it was a post office after working hours. So there's really not so many witnesses. There's really not so many people that can rescue the victim. And that is what perpetrates the crime. And what makes it a vicious cycle is that on the counter side, when we deal with issues of rape, we also build secrecy. You must never mention the name of the perpetrator because of there's a prior act. Why can't I say that I was raped by, that you mention the name of the person and without facing any prosecutions? I was assaulted by a police officer, and not any police officer. I was assaulted by Detective Sibeko. I have to say it.
You know the
so
person,
that, yes,
you know the name.
People should know the name. And when I was raped in prison, I did not know the people, the names of the cellmates that sodomized me. I had to hunt for those names. I got to know one of them was Enoch Gogo. I got to know another one which was Ricardo, but Ricardo without a surname. So that information is kept a secret, and that is what makes it a big obstacle. Because when rape is a secret crime, we also deal with rape as a secret project. That is the first one. The second one, Sister T, is how the state handles rape cases. Rape cases are not handled like any other criminal cases. Why? The first thing is in the information that should be given to both the victim and the accused is not the same. And that creates a lot of confusion, and that creates a lot of mistrust. If I was accused of rape and I'm seen as the perpetrator, when the state has finished its investigation, they should be able to also provide me with information. It should be a center approach, so that every person feels that they have been offered some level of justice.
Yes.
Because a lot of men, Sister T, a lot of men would come out of prison very angry with women, especially those that were accused by women of rape. They will hate all women because of, they would assume, or they would feel that the rape as a crime is a systematic tool that is being used to attack and destroy men.
Sure.
And that is what makes a lot of men. If you can profile, take your time, profile all the rape cases that you've heard about, check the perpetrators. It's either it's somebody who has been accused of rape before, they went to prison, they themselves were raped, and now when they come out, but they don't care anymore. They can do it to other people.
Yeah.
So we are creating a culture of rape, and on the hindsight, we are saying we are fighting rape. Our president has declared rape as a national crisis. What has been done
yes.
to address rape? What they're going to do, they're going to take a lot of money, pump it into the color purple, not color purple, the purple drive. Ne? And what is that money going to do? What are those funds going to?
What are the solutions?
There are no solutions. So what the government should do, if really rape in South Africa is a crisis, as it should be, there has to be a specific unit within the South African Police Services that focuses on rape
Thank you.
only.
Yes.
Let's not focus on domestic violence and what.
Yes.
Let's segregate it and make it a rape sector in the SAPS. Yes. So if we do it like that, I'm definitely sure rape is going to be unpacked. We are going to be able to know who is most likely to rape, who is most likely to be raped, and how, because of now, as we stand now, every South African woman is most likely to be raped.
True. I think I get your point. Not so long ago, I did a special show for Peter Hauser Foundation, the organization that I mentioned earlier. And it's one of the things that I mentioned to say, how do we deal with this GBV thing? Like, it is out there, it's a crisis, but what are the solutions that are being brought to the communities? Are there any, if ever, solutions that we are seeing brought to the community? So when you say maybe there should be a special unit, like the V, what do we call it, for the victims?
Yes, FCS.
Yes, V something.
VEP.
Victim VEP.
Yes.
For the victims, there is a specific unit that falls under the SAPS that deals with victims, issues of GBV, victims of, rape and domestic abuse and all those things. But if we can then have that one unit that deals with rape, because another issue that we have is that once a woman comes and says, I have been raped, like in this case, a man came and said the daughter had been raped, immediately you were taken in. Nothing was done before your actual arrest to say, indeed, this person has been raped. So it's like that, and it's now becoming like a culture for women even to say, I will say I was raped. We were talking about it not so long ago in the GBV, the GB views, to say a woman will have a motive, and if that motive is not being met, then he will just say, no, the person has raped me.
And the horrific part in that, Sister Tina, if you'd ask any man who has been falsely accused of rape, what would they do now that they are out of prison? What would they do now if someone would accuse them of rape? The answer is ngambulala.
Yes.
Even if someone could accuse me of rape, because I feel that it will be difficult for me to prove my innocence, the first thought that would come to my mind is, if this person is going to accuse me of rape, rather the person dies so that I don't have to deal with this whole broken system.
Sure. So now the other issue for me is for people who falsely accuse people, especially for rape. I know there are no consequences whatsoever. The person can just say it, you go to prison, you do time, you come out, nothing is being done. Even if maybe there is evidence that the crime was never committed, nothing is done to the accuser. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it will maybe bring some sort of closure, or maybe it will even take down the statistics of people who are falsely accusing other people, because now there will be maybe consequences? For example, if maybe someone says this person has raped me, only to find out it was never true, and then there is a punishment, maybe, or a sentence or whatever that is given to the person for falsely accusing another person. Do you think that would assist? What are your thoughts on that?
I strongly believe that would assist, especially if you are able to prove the intentions, that the person deliberately falsely accused the other one of rape. Yes, there are situations where somebody might be falsely accused of rape, maybe because of issues of identification. Maybe the person might say, no, ki rapilwe ke mutho also, and that person fits your description. That one is understandable. But when the crime has never been committed, like in my case,
in your case,
you see, if my niece was raped and I was suspected to have been the perpetrator, to me it would make sense because of the child was raped. But to go and formulate and build up a case that is that botched to go and say that this person has raped that person when that person has never been raped. That it means that the person deliberately made those false allegations with an intention to get you admitted or committed for rape. They should face, I believe, a sentence that would be equivalent to what the person that they are accused of should face. Like, for instance, if Tsepo Makubu can be charged with falsely accusing me of rape, and he is taken to court and he is found guilty of having made a false allegation deliberately to get me in trouble, he should receive a sentence that will be given to somebody who is raped.
Yes.
Because of that is equivalent. I could
Yes.
have, if the child was raped, I could have been admitted in prison for rape and committed. You understand?
For years.
If I did not have means to get private legal representation, I believe I'll still be in prison.
Sure.
And I believe that one day I'll be trialed and charged. I mean, found guilty of rape. Because there's a lot, not just a few, a lot of men who are in prison for charges of rape that they did not commit.
Sure. Oh, well, thank you so much, my brother. Like I said earlier, we do hope that the story will definitely be broadcast as far as it can get, and you finally get the justice that you do deserve. Thank you so much for making time. I know we have spoken a lot with regards to the case, and we are still going to push and see what comes out of other projects that we are going to embark on. But thank you so much for making time, and I do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister T.
Viewers, thank you for watching. This was a very informative and sad episode that we had. Thank you so much for staying with us, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.